Hmm. People may admire talent, but they follow integrity. Welcome, welcome again to another episode of the Empowerment of Purpose podcast, where we inspire individuals to discover, develop, and deploy their God given purpose. It's always an honor to come your way, and glad to come here. Welcome everyone to another episode of the Empowerment of Purpose podcast, a podcast where we inspire individuals to discover, develop, and deploy their God given purpose. We are still in our series titled The Relevance of Experience. The Relevance of Experience. This will be part 4 or episode 4 in the series, and we are going to be rounding up this series as we look at practical ways through which you can begin to grow and develop as a leader. Practical ways that I have identified through which you can begin to grow and develop as a leader. Because you see, as we learned in the last episode, leadership is built through process. That is it. Is built through a process. There's no ready-made leader. There's no one that is born ready to lead. It begins with service. And so we say that leadership is influence. It is not a title. It is not an authority. It is maturity and the grace and ability of anyone to influence and impact others in a positive way for the greater good. That, my friend, is leadership. Nothing more, nothing less. There's no need for us to overthink it. There's no need for us to over divine it. It is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And everyone, every single one of us has influence. And so the grace, the ability that is on the inside of you, that you gain, that you receive, with which you are able to influence others, that is what bring about the influence. That grace and that ability comes through experience. Yes, experiences that you pick up through phases of life as each and every one of us as we journey through. And so, this subtitle, this episode, as we round up the entire series, the relevance of experience, is where I'm going to be sharing with you practical ways to grow as a leader. Practical ways to grow as a leader. If leadership can be developed, how do we grow it? Yes, that's the question that I want to answer. How do we grow it? How do we begin to nurture and leverage on the experiences that we acquire each and every day? I have identified 5 principles, 5 major principles that I want to share with you as we round up the entire series today. 5 practical ways to grow as a leader. I know you're ready. Let's go for it. Okay? 5 practical ways to grow as a leader. All right. Now, let's look at it. Number 1 is that you must become teachable. You must become teachable. Never stop learning. Yes, you can't afford to stop learning. Learning is every day. I'm sure you have heard the saying that we learn something every day or we learn something new every day. You must never stop learning. Read books, watch podcasts like this. Yes, like the Empowerment of Purpose podcast. Listen to podcasts, watch podcasts, seek mentors, communicate with mentors. Great leaders remain lifelong students. Let me say that again. Great leaders remain lifelong students. You never stop learning. If you must grow as a leader, you must continue to learn. That's practical way number one. Number two, remember, I have 5 practical ways for you to begin to grow your leadership. Number two is that you must embrace criticism. You must embrace criticism. Okay? You need to embrace it. It's important. Great leaders remain lifelong students. And so, number two practical way that I have identified is that you must embrace feedback. Embrace feedback. Because constructive feedback is not an attack. You have to understand that. It is not an attack, it is an opportunity for growth. Yes, it's an opportunity for growth. The Bible says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 27, I believe it's verse 17, it says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Feedback is important in your leadership growth, and you must embrace it fully. You need to embrace it wholeheartedly. Okay? Number one, never stop learning. Continue to learn. Number two, embrace feedback. Number three practical ways that you must focus on serving. Your focus at all times must be on serving. Don't seek recognition in the process of you serving. Do not seek recognition, just serve. I guarantee you, in the process of serving, good things will locate you, good things will find you, and you will be amazed what serving and service will bring your way. You just serve without seeking any recognition. This was what Jesus taught us. Jesus taught that whoever wants to be a great leader must first become a servant. If you want to be a leader, if you want to be a great leader, you must first of all become a servant. Service builds trust, and trust, brings you into that leadership role, that leadership position without you seeking any recognition. Very important. Number four, the fourth practical way that you can begin to grow your leadership is that you must build strong character. This one is strong, is powerful. Hear me very, very clearly, my friends. People may admire your talent. There's nothing wrong with that, and they will. But let me tell you this, they follow integrity. People may admire talent, but they follow integrity. Nobody follows talent. The only thing that comes out of talent is admiration. But the ones that people follow, you know yourself, is integrity. Character sustains influence long after charisma has faded. Character sustains influence long after charisma fades. Yeah, character sustains influence long after charisma fades. So you need to make sure that you are a person with good, excellent, and great character. Because talent, nobody cares so much. Only thing you get from talent is administration. People follow integrity. Number five, practical way through which you can grow your leadership is that you must depend on God. Very important. There's no two way about this. Depend wholeheartedly on God. Prayer will provide you wisdom that education alone cannot provide. Leadership without God's guidance may gain you success. Yes, you may have success in leadership without God's guidance, but leadership with God's wisdom, leadership with God's wisdom will create a lasting impact. In conclusion, my friends, don't disqualify yourself because you don't feel naturally gifted like some people that we talked about in this series that appears to have it all together because of their eloquence, their talent, and everything. I want you to remember that Moses doubted. David, he was overlooked. Esther was unexpected. Do you know that Peter failed? Paul the Apostle was not the best candidate, yet God used each of them mightily. Why? Because they were willing to be transformed. What if I told you that God isn't asking whether you were born a leader? Perhaps He's asking whether you are willing to become one through His process program. Think about it. Maybe He's asking you if you are willing to become a leader through His process program. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me on today and through this entire series, the relevance of experience. Until next time, remember to keep on keeping on, and we will all see you at the very top. Thank you for